What's up, Quadcopter fans? AnchorJoin.com. Today I'm going to be flying my JJRC H16 Tarantula. No landing gear on it. This is the second flight after doing a motor repair on it. Just going to make sure it's flying good. We do have a headwind today we're flying into, so we'll keep it somewhat close. Currently right now it's in the low mode. There are three modes, as well as a flip mode with JJRC. That is a flip right there. But very stable flyer. It does require all manual inputs. There's no GPS, anything of that nature. So we'll go ahead and put it up into a higher rate of speed. Do some spins here. So it's handling well, flying good. I really like it without this landing gear on it. The stock landing gear with the Tarantula kind of lacking. It's pretty crappy, to say the least. If you're looking for a landing gear modification, I have one on the YouTube channel using F450 feet from there on a DJI. That's the yaw rate in the medium speed. So like I mentioned, it's handling well. Feeling pretty confident about the next step of putting a camera on here. So I'll probably attach the run cam to the bottom. So we'll just see if there's any drift. Doesn't look like there's much drift anywhere. On the back you can see the battery bay where I made some modifications to hang the battery out the back, so I don't have to take the battery out in between charges. I can charge it directly with inside the quadcopter. So I had the flight controller board go bad inside, and I had a motor go bad, so I had to replace both of those, and this is the second test flight since replacing that motor. All seems to be going well. Try another flip again. So flipping well. I don't have one of the motor guards on one of the motors. I lost the pegs on there, it cracked off. There's nowhere to screw it into. I had it held on there with electrical tape, but it seemed to be rubbing on there, and that's what seemed to cause the motor to break. The solder came off of one, so just checking out my lights, making sure they're not blinking. So usually get 4 to 5 minutes of flight time with the Tarantula. So it's got a very aggressive pitch in the medium mode, so we can go ahead and crank it up one more time and get it into the high speed mode. And this thing will fly pretty fast. It's got a pretty aggressive pitch. Almost goes straight up and down. But the nice thing about the Tarantula is that if you do lose range, the motors will cut out. But as soon as you regain your range, you can hit the motors again so we can just do a complete dropout and then pick back up and without any issues. You can do manual flips that way, so we can take it up again and then cut the engines and then start back up. Now it does produce a lot of force on the engine, so, or the motors, so you want to do that sparingly. I don't have any additional weight on the quadcopter at the moment, so we can kind of do that without an issue. Got a little squirrely on me there, so, but handling good. This thing is very manual, so if you're not used to flying something that requires a lot of inputs, especially with its speed, you know, sometimes you do have to really watch this thing. Not only so you don't hit yourself in the head, but so you don't lose control of it. But one of my favorites, this was my first real drone. I think I had a UDI, and that was fairly decent, but by far the Tarantula was much better in that it could lift a heavier load. You can put a GoPro on these, but it's not advised because it will wear out your gears and motors. But it is doable. So we'll take a look at the lights. Looks like everything's still good. Everything appears to be flying, so the next flight I will be putting a camera on this, the run cam, so you can see there's a flip. And don't like to necessarily do that without those motor guards on, so in case the wires get caught in the props, you don't want to happen. So it's taken a very, very wide turn there. But appears to be handling nice and smooth. We'll do a backflip. Flips really nice. We'll fly it out one more time and then come back in and do a landing. We'll do a hand landing because I don't have the landing gear on it. So we'll bring it in nice and slow. So this is the JJRC H16 Tarantula. You can see I have I have JB weld on this, tape holding it together, so I've used and abused this thing, but well worth the money. Next flight, hopefully we'll have the camera on board. I'm considering putting it on top just because I don't have the landing gear on the bottom. We'll see how it flies and hopefully we'll get some high-speed action out of it.